Well, I was eating food and I was starting to choke eating the food. So I slowed down, but it didn't improve. So I got to the point, well, there's something not quite right here, and I was coughing as well. And I thought it was something to do with the hay fever initially. But I went up to the bathroom and thought, I'll have a look. And when I looked in the bathroom, that's when I saw it at the back of my throat on the left-hand side. So obviously, I thought, there's definitely something going wrong here, because it was a totally different colour. It was swelling. I thought it was just a lump on the back of my tongue originally. So I phoned the doctors and they saw me straight away, virtually, and referred me on, which was great, you know. None at all, no. That was surprised me. I just didn't have anything at all. I came to this department and I saw another specialist. He took a look down my throat and he said, oh yes, definitely something wrong there. And he took a small biopsy out, and then he arranged for me to have some scans, an MRI, and I don't think we had a CT scan at that stage, just an MRI. And then we obviously came back for the results after that, you know. We diagnosed with cancer of the left tonsil. Well, I had an MRI scan about 3 years ago, fun enough, on the same area for something else, so I was a bit prepared for that. It's a bit unsettling, but you've got to remember that if you just keep yourself still, and it doesn't take long at all. You think it's a long time, but it's not a long time. And the people in the MRI scanner themselves are very sort of relaxing, told you what to expect, and yeah, it was okay after that, you know, it was fine. Well, initially I wasn't sure what it was. I was thought it would just be a mask on your face. Looked up on the internet, roughly got an idea of what to expect. When I got to the care centre, in the mask room, they explained to me, the people were nice. There was 3 people putting the mask on at that time, and it only took 10 minutes. It was no hardship for it. You didn't feel as if you were being suffocated by a mask, because it was a mesh mask, which was, you could see through it, breathe through it. But it went very well. I thought it was good, and it just took 10 minutes, you know. So, and they explained why they were making the mask for. It was to set you up ready for your radiotherapy, so that your head was in the right position and your neck was in the right position. You know, so it was vitally important that you get that mask spot on. Chemotherapy at first, yeah, I did get what we thought could have been sepsis. You know, obviously I phoned the A&E and went straight into the hospital. They checked me out, put loads of antibiotics at me, and kept an eye on me for the day, and said, no, you're fine, and sent me home. That was after the first lot of chemotherapy. When the radiotherapy started, initially there was no reaction, there was no feeling. I just thought, oh, this is it, you know, it's not a problem. But as the radiotherapy went on, I started to get feelings in my throat of dryness, soreness, and I was given painkillers to help with that, and some other medication to sort of help me as well during the day. The second lot of chemotherapy had a small reaction to that, which was basically I felt cold, shaking. I did what I was told again, phoned up, and this time I got an ambulance. Not because it was worse, but just that the wife said, we'll get an ambulance. So I got an ambulance, took me off to the hospital, did the same thing again, checked me out, and said I was fine, sent me home the same day. But they were just the reactions. It was just the feeling of coldness and, you know, what I was told to expect. And if you did get these symptoms, make a phone call straight away. Well, the initial side effects from the radiotherapy lasted from, I finished the radiotherapy in September, and it was more towards the December, which was probably 3 months, that they started to subside. And at one point I started to worry about that, because I was still getting a feeling, I was still getting problems with my throat. So I spoke to the cancer care centre, and they said, no, your radiotherapy carries on working until after you've finished your session of radiotherapy. It carries on working for up to 6 months. So obviously I thought, well, that's okay, fine. I carried on with that, but gradually after the September to December, it got a lot better. But the initial problem I have now is the dry throat system that I'm stuck with, but that was explained to me by the specialist that I would get that symptom, so I was expecting that, you know. No, no whatsoever. No. I was given. Well, I did have problems eating during and after the treatment because obviously my throat was really sore, but I changed my diet to match that sort of situation. The only side effect I'm left with now is a dry mouth, which I have to have some water with me. I have to have water with meals, and I also have to use a dry mouth gel before I go to sleep. That helps me to go to sleep, but I get disturbed in the night with the dry mouth, so I have to have water beside the bed, you know, and just take a sip of water and then go back off to sleep, you know. Probably not. No, I don't think so. No, because all through the stages of, from the day I went to the doctors to the first time I came into the hospital to see yourself and other people, it was explained, so I felt more comfortable. I think initially, it's like I think everybody else. Someone says you've got cancer, you go, oh, you know, what's going to happen now? You know, is this it? You know, because you hear about cancer killing people, and it was a little bit of a shock afterwards for me. After the diagnosis, it sunk in, and it wasn't initially when it was given to me, but after a week or so, you sit back and you think, oh dear, right, where do we go from here? But I was given extra confidence from yourself and other people, and particularly went to the Cancer Care Centre at Liverpool, the new one. Absolutely lovely. It gave you that bit more confidence as you were going along, you know. No, apart from certain foods, I have to be careful with certain foods. That they are sometimes difficult to process. But no, I've just got a normal life. The follow-up involves regular checkups every 6 weeks initially, I believe, and they will carry on for up to 5 years at different intervals. The initial surgery to remove the lump was brilliant. I didn't feel a thing. I had no after effects of that. Probably the most concerning part is your radio and chemotherapy, because you don't know what to expect until you get there. And as it progresses, you get the feelings of the treatment, you know. But it's a little bit concerning, but you get used to it. And the benefit is that there's plenty of people there to, you can ask a question, and they initially come to you straight away, they answer your questions, they sit down and they work it out for you. And I felt that if they did have a problem, all I had to do was pick the phone up and somebody rang me back, which we did a few times. My wife rang up a few times as well, just to get a little bit of advice, and we were happy with that, you know, it was good.